On the cusp of 2019, most of us are on the whole new year, new me train. But what does it really mean and where do you start? Well, here to help get planted in purpose is author SallyAnn Gray, and we take that book off the shelf. Good morning, SallyAnn.
Good morning.
Welcome to Smile Jamaica. It's morning time.
Thank you so much for having me.
So we've had quite a few people, and now purpose seems to be the buzzword.
Yes.
For the viewers that are watching and saying, why am I hearing purpose, purpose, purpose? What is this purpose? Why is purpose important?
I believe purpose is important because the reason why we're born, the reason why we're on the planet is important for us to know. The truth is, if we were to take a pinch of salt and throw it on some meat and it didn't do anything to the meat, it didn't add flavor, it didn't maintain the posture of the meat like it's supposed to do,
Right.
we would throw out that bottle of salt as worthless, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
And so if the salt isn't serving its purpose, we throw it out. So similarly with our lives, what is my purpose here? And everything on the planet was made with a purpose in mind, just like we were.
All right.
And we have
So
to
you're
figure it
saying
out.
in the book, there are some basic questions every human being should answer,
Yes.
which will take them closer to fulfilling that purpose. But what are some of these questions?
Well, who am I? You want to know who you are. Who you are speaks to a sense of identity. I, as an educator of over 17 years, I've seen students of mine, they would literally be in gangs and they would kill, because I've taught overseas, kill to wear a pair of Michael Jordan. So you wear somebody else's name because you're not confident in who you are.
Okay.
And so you have to put on somebody else to feel valued. And I really think it's important that we understand who we are, why are we here, where did I come from, what's my lineage, and most importantly, where am I going? What is my life's work on the planet? What is the service that I will offer to the world? And how will I impact lives?
Is that important, understanding your place in the world?
Yes.
Because sometimes I hear people, and they set goals, they set dreams, but it really is about me and what I'm going to do and what it's going to do for me.
Right.
How important is it to see yourself in a larger picture?
It's extremely important because I don't believe that any of us were placed here just to be self-servient. I believe that each of us have a platform to create opportunities for others, to pour into others, and to just show ourselves as valuable by the service that we, share with the world. Yeah.
Chapter 1, you talk about truth versus lies
Yes.
as a concept. What are some of the lies that we often tell ourselves?
I'm not worthy. That's a lie I told myself for a very long time. And many people would have already been exposed to my story, which talks about me being given away, being kicked out of high school. I was adopted, and coming from my past, I had a lot of feelings of worthlessness. And I used to tell myself, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. Like, can I really go and impact lives and make any true impact on the planet? And those are some of the lies that we tell ourselves, that we're not special, I'm not capable, I can't do it. Every day we're telling ourselves that. And that's why it's so important for us to read. One of the things that amazes me is that there are so many Jamaicans who are saying, I don't read.
Yes.
Or I can't bother for read, I'll just listen to a video. But again, as an educator, there is so much value to holding a paperback book and reading and going through those lines for ourselves. We tell ourselves so much negative that if we're not filling up with positive material,
Yeah.
so we can replace the lies with truth, then we will constantly be in a state where we will be going through a cycle of depression and up and down and up and down, because in those moments when you feel low, you don't have anything to fill up on.
Yeah, and I'm sharing some people, change can't happen if you keep saying, I'm a some mistake, yeah, a some mistake.
No, and I said this in an interview the other day. The truth is, so many of us have problems. For example, you will have a married couple. The wife is experiencing problems, the husband is experiencing problems, and it would never cross their mind to go on Amazon and say, let me find a book that talks about dealing with a marriage. Let me go and see if I can find the 5 love languages and get the information. Information is what we need today to make a difference, to move our lives forward. And the only way you're going to get that information is if you're reading a book that can improve your life. I've found that a lot of people will say, oh, no, maybe not about my book, as an example. I'm not going to buy that because I read everything on purpose already, but yet still you're lost. So has the information that you claim to know improve the quality of your life?
Yeah.
Because we know a lot, but we're not doing a lot. We're not applying based on the information that we've
we get,
acquired.
and that's one of the things you talk about as well.
Yes.
Having a plan of action.
Yes, ma'am.
So intention is one thing.
Yes,
And we
ma'am.
good for intentions,
Yes, ma'am.
But you're saying a plan of action.
Yes.
Requires what? What do I have to have in this plan?
You have to have some information. You have to have strategy. You have to have the goals. So the information helps you now to create the goals, right? The only way you can know what your goal is if you know where you're going, which is why I say, who am I? Where am I going? Where's my place in this world?
How do I need to get there?
How do I get there is now the strategy. And so you have to have those long-term goals, the short-term objectives, and then implement it, because it doesn't make sense to have this nicely written vision board and goals on our wall beside our bedside tables and we plan to take no action. And so there are books as well that gives you tools and strategies, principles about executing what we do right before the hour before we go to bed and the hour right after we wake up, programs our minds to help us to get into that execution mode. So those are things that I've learned in books.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. In this book, you can tell she's a teacher. You have homework. You have homework in the book. I'm joking. There are parts in it that will tell you what is your plan for
Yes.
confronting the things you fear. What is
Yes.
the goal of the plan? So you not only explain what it is, but you give a guide.
Yes.
To everyone in terms of how do they put it out, what season of purpose
Yes.
am I in. So there are parts in it that it works like a workbook, on journal entries. You give us
Yes.
tools.
Yes.
And then, there are testimonies, I call them, from contributors.
Yes.
Where is this available, SallyAnn?
It is available on Amazon, on Barnes & Noble. It's available in Bookophilia. And right now I'm in the process of getting it into Brian's bookstore. So it should be available in Brian's bookstore in Montego Bay, Ocho Rios, Kingston, which is in the Springs and UTEC within another week and a half.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing with us.
Thank you.
All right, so guys, get planted in purpose. Author SallyAnn Gray
Yes.
talking to us as we take it off the shelf.